I was lying on my living room tile floor, drifting into unconsciousness when the voice in my head said, "Get up, you've got to get out right now, or you're going to get killed here today and no one's ever going to know what happened to you." At that point, my attacker was kicking me in the ribs and ranting about forgiveness in Jesus Christ. I didn't know who he was or what he was doing in my home on Super Bowl Sunday in the middle of the day. I didn't know how this could happen to me. Somehow, I was able to get myself up and run towards the door. But before I could get out, I felt him come around my waist and pull me back into the house. And when I swung around to face him, he had picked up this very heavy chair and he was lunging towards me, aiming it at my head. Recovery didn't come as quickly or as easily as I thought it should. And I found myself in danger of becoming a bitter and angry person, and that wasn't who I wanted to be. But I realized that if I wanted to be different, I was going to need to start thinking differently. You know, the ancient Hawaiians, the Hunas, believe that we come into this world to clean up and heal the unfinished business of our past, our own as well as our ancestors. And that the more we're able to work things out, the closer we come to our own liberation and oneness with our Creator. So they say that when life brings you adversity, instead of resisting it, like most of us tend to do, we really ought to embrace it because it presents with it a gift, an opportunity to be able to fulfill our purpose, to heal the wounds of our past, and to reach our true potential as human beings. How many of you would want to come face to face with your attacker? Well, I did. And let me tell you, was I surprised? The meeting took place in my lawyer's office, and when I first saw him, I just freaked out. Because in my mind, he had become this 10-foot-tall monster. But when I saw him, he was this fresh-faced young man who had been an Eagle Scout. He was just graduating from college, and he'd been a model student. And here he was, potentially facing a first-degree felony and a life sentence. I couldn't help myself when I saw him. I just blurted out, "Gee, you don't look nearly as scary as you did the last time I saw you." And I could see him starting to shake, and I could feel him starting to break. And I did what any of you would have done. I just went toward him to give him a hug. And suddenly he started to sob uncontrollably in my arms. It was the most profound moment of my life. I mean, as we stood there, him crying in my arms and me comforting him, telling him I forgave him, that God forgave him, all the divides between us just disappeared. And there was nothing else except unconditional love and acceptance. But the thing I want you to take out of this today is that when we can face our adversity, when we can move through fear and see things for what they really are instead of what we imagine them to be, then in every challenge, in every conflict, There is a gift, an opportunity to heal and to grow. All we have to do is to be willing to see things differently and open ourselves up to new possibilities.